Erin Amelia Jones was born in a big family, a family which she loved but never felt a part of. Felt like a part that didn't belong, a part that didn't really fit, and didn't really matter. The broken part, in need of fixing and impossible to fix. It was early in her life she succumbed to the beliefs of those in her family and culture, and the guilt and the shame that lives and thrives there. It has always been what made her sick. And there are almost too many accidents, injuries, and illnesses to list. My childhood and youth were broken up into pieces, parts, and bits, which I have had to work diligently to recover, reconcile, and heal. There is before flying out the window and after, and before breaking my teeth and after, and before surgery, medical invasions, violence against me, repeatedly, too many to name. Trauma was my world, and nobody could help me out. I was a magical child with a revelatory mind and a capacity for communicating with nature, plants, creatures, and creation, as well as unseen beings. After dying at 5 and being revived and reborn, my reality began to be formed and informed by the mystical realms and beings I had seen and encountered, and dreams which came to me of that same quality, or from spirit realm. I received visions which my previous perception could not define, and no other outside of me could reflect with me as to decipher any deeper meanings and significance. This has fueled my search, guided and directed me to be open, see more, and develop capacities for investigation, prompting me to discover, seek, learn, and know truth, love, and peace, through all that which is not these things. And this began the path for me of awakening this enlightened mind. Erin has spent so many years, so much time, energy, and tears, and endless prayers, as I have navigated my awakening on my own. My capacity to see truth has been cultivated by the witnessing of so many lies, and the experiences of so many pains. To come to true compassionate empathy and loving kindness for all beings and all sufferings among all the beings of earth, and ultimately in the family of humanity. Seeing that all suffering, all pain, all sadness, all love, and all joy are shared, inherently and naturally by all of us, regardless of the ingredients of varying and shifting circumstances. So much distortion, absence of truth and true wisdom. What is even true? The absence of true spirit and the absence of true, pure love. I had formed so many beliefs about myself and my capacities or lack thereof. They were reinforced by the experiences of my life and of others around me that I encountered. I am aware now that each is a sacred reflection offering orientation for my own self. But these beliefs are what had defined my previous life. The most pervasive of these beliefs have been those about being not enough, enoughness, and not being enough, and not being enough, not big enough, not obedient enough, not good enough, not smart enough, talented enough, and I have used these to abuse myself. Sick, broken, damned, troubled, too wild, too loud, too much, too difficult. These have been the reflections that I have received from my family, teachers, schools, religions, and other authorities throughout my life, as well as officers, psychotherapists, judges, bosses, lovers, and so-called friends and or enemies. The religion of my family, upbringing and culture, devoid of the presence of a sacred mother, and the father, a dominant authoritarian, filled with mysticism, devoid of the mystery. It gave me a key to open my heart and mind and to discover the realms of my own imagination. I've always resisted this story, this continuous threat of our need to be saved. I see that in my family, the reality always exists. The reality exists, persists, and is fed, that I am a lost one, choosing to risk the safety of my soul, my spirit, and that of my children by not believing in their story and the cultural reinforcements that go with it. They hold an idea and invest all their faith that they are the only chosen ones, and that only those believers in this faith will be saved. living a life day after day for that fated day, that return of Christ and his love so great for us will incinerate all non-believers. And what life is this? What love so destructive, so exclusive? It is not the life that matters so much as the coming death and the afterlife. This has always made me sick to conceive of and bear witness to these ideas. As my tender, innocent, and authentic loving heart knew and knows that no one is safe unless everyone comes along to that safe place and that place of safety. And I began to ask, consult nature and the sky, the wind, look for clues in the blossoms of flowers, and the growing of fruits and the reflections and perceptions of everything and others I witness and experience all around me, in every encounter. And I never grew out of that, and have always refused this growing up business. We only grow, older and wiser. And I chose to look deeper, open my ears, eyes, and mind to all possibilities, to see what may be hidden or concealed, or yet to even be revealed, and change my perception. I began looking for a reflection of what is truly so. I was repeatedly punished for opening my mind and for going outside of the molds and the forms supposedly cast for me. I couldn't conform to that shape or any confinement, for I have always felt and known that I am truly free, and that this way is not me, even when I didn't know anything, only feeling and feeling deeply the sickness in my human family all around me. I was raised in a home which gave me many wonderful and vital skills for living, for which I am grateful. A space which I could explore myself and learn in a large dynamic of people, and with others with varied background, skills, and gifts in this life as well. But it was nature which truly raised me up as another whole and unique being of nature. I truly grew up in the arms of a company of a great globe willow tree, with whispering aspens in my ears, learning the teachings of life from being with the birds and the bugs and the herbs and the ducks and the dogs and the mountains, the forests, sunrises and sunsets, as well as the moon and the stars. I could care less for the human dramas. I really only craved to connect, to find, have, and feel a true connection. My heart, body, mind, and being sings in resonance to this tune. The other frequency of the constructed life has caused great dissonance and discord within my mind, body, and being. And my mind just picks up on a lot of frequencies of information which others are not fully present to. I've always felt more at home, more at peace, and in greater clarity when out of the boxes. Out in nature, under or up in a tree somewhere. In nature, I felt I belonged, but in a home, a family, and a world that does not, and will never receive me, I didn't, and still don't. At 40, I am completely letting all this go. Setting myself free. All these poisonous beliefs I thought I was fighting against all this time was only me choosing to believe in any capacity that I was, have been, might be, or am. Not enough, not worthy, not safe, unloved or unlovable, wrong or don't belong. These are old stories that are ready to die, that I may resurrect my own life as mine. And in this rebirth, I renew myself and liberate my mind, body, heart, being, and life, to knowing I am already free, and that I am inherently safe and at home in the heart of creation. And I release any beliefs and fears of imperfection, of being separate from the creation that I am, or from eternity, that I am a part and aspect of all that is, all that will ever be, simply. And I forgive myself for seeing through the distorted perceptions, for identifying at any time and in any way with those distorted perceptions, and for in others or in the world around me, or accepting on any level that these may be true for me, or anybody for that matter. And I release any investments I have ever made in the beliefs that I may not be worthy of love, tenderness, empathy, compassion, of acceptance, along with any ideas that I may not be taken care of, ultimately. I'm no longer worried if others accept me, reject me, respect me, believe me, receive me, or release me. If we are meant to journey with one another for a time, it will be manifested as the true reality. There is nothing to hold on to, desire, resist, or let go. Everything is just as it is. I am ready to relax, and am calling in the places, people, and experiences into my life that match that resonant frequency. I am ready to release any attachments or tethers or binds or any others in my life that cannot allow themselves to accept and receive me and love me for what I am, as I am, and meet me equally. I release any sense of responsibility I feel I may have had to help others or make others see or to love me. I am not interested in changing anyone else. I am changing myself. And I'm done with thinking for even a moment that I am alone, unloved, unacceptable, or unappreciated, or do not belong. I am loving who and what I am, and allowing this all to be enough, and to find contentment. I have had to work to be content with things as they are, creating more consciously the things I truly desire. As I release these polarized states of being from myself and this life, my path, and my process, I have feared that perhaps I have been, and will lose control. Be out of control, lost control of myself, and play out the contrast of control in my life. And I have had life experiences with others around me, actually experiencing these extreme states of being in myself, in relationships with others and other encounters. Feeling like I have no control over my life has been a pervasive theme and challenge that has catalyzed much learning and growing in this area for my development. It seemed a real struggle, which I have come to realize I created, a reinforced pattern. These patterns take time to unravel and require unstitching some threads. Some binds need to be broken in order to be well mended, to continue to withstand continued wear. This garment, this body that I wear, this mind that I have been convinced I own, none of this is entirely what I am, and I have experienced its impermanence. It is my spaceship and my vessel to create with. And it must be healthy, free of unnecessary restrictions. Well-toned and well-exercised and well-practiced, yes, in order to meaningfully and masterfully create the dream of my life. In order to be truly free, I must allow this old me to shed, to be surrendered, to die, and to be buried, and fully release this identity, ceremoniously and ritually. I release these old stories, and do not accept nor agree that I am too loud, too small, too big, too young, too old, not enough, too much, sick, too moody, too intense, difficult, have problems, am opinionated, struggle, I'm unstable, I'm lost, or a failure. None of it is truly me or what I am. Nor do I accept or agree that I am guilty or should be ashamed about any aspect of my natural being, self, and the experiences I have gained in this life. I release any shame, and under no circumstances will I accept or tolerate another person's projections of shame upon me, treating myself and others around me shamefully. Shame is toxic, and you can keep it to yourself where it lives. Keeping our shameful thoughts and beliefs to ourselves because that's the place where they truly are. I am not and have never been these beliefs and lies that others wanted me to believe that I am, or that I was, or me believing that I might be. I'm not living from the past anymore, and also need to be set free and set others free too. I'm setting myself free of this distorted history by embracing it wholeheartedly as part of me and my experience in this life. This distorted history I have been fighting against with every effort to persevere with the integrity of my mind, body, being, and soul intact, is part of my own myth, my own sacred myth of my own self-becoming. To do that, I have had to break the mold. As I am reclaiming my ability to create my own life, with the beauty of my visions and trust in this myself, my truth, and my own inner wisdom, and release my family and myself from my family, I offer gratitude for this experience and to each for being the perfect reflections, exactly as you were and exactly as you are, and have assisted me to coming to truly know myself and what I am. At this time in my life, I choose to hold no tethers to the past, as all is as it has been and as it shall be. I ritually surrender my old self, all that I quote-unquote struggled with, not being and who I wasn't, and birth my true self into the sky and let her fly. I am sovereign, I am free, I am inherently safe in the great order of things. And as a being, I know that I belong here in the symphony of life, that I am already perfection, for I exist as an aspect of the great perfection that already is witnessed in all creation. I am property and resident of earth, and I do not identify with the structures, definitions to which nation state I belong. I am a song, and I am singing of freedom. I am a song, singing glory to this life, all life. And I am here to fulfill my own unique purpose and uniquely create my dreams. And I free myself to paint openly and bravely my heartfelt visions of love and peace and balance upon this canvas, of this our collective human dream, for the benefit of myself and all humanity and all beings in all creation. Erin Amelia Jones is released. While this was a birth name, it is still my legal name and name of the system I have been given, or the mark that has been assigned to me. I have chosen to keep my birth name namesake, albeit in a more authentic and traditional frequency, now with an A, Erin. If I wanted to honor my namesake as the name of Ireland in Gaelic, it would be much more complicated. This is why I was named Erin, and this is not why I was named Erin after Ireland, and the reasons why I am is angelic, as it was ordained to my mother by spirit, she says, in a dream before I was born. The name on my driver's license and my passport and my official documents reflect the domesticated person known as Erin Fletcher. But this is an artificial entity. I have to keep this entity in order to move freely, quote-unquote, over the earth, even though all of earth is my home, because I am an earthling. I have been grieving the loss in advance of leaving the place of my birth and the family of my birth. I felt to leave this place was to abandon my people, the land of my birth, and my spiritual calling and purpose in this life. This place of my heart, people of my blood, and also place of trauma. Seemingly endless opportunities for rewounding within the culture and society of my foundations. But the authentic call of my heart and soul is to return to the earth and an earth-based way of living and of life. To literally live on the land and not just on it, but with it, of it. At 40, I am turning my life to following that dream full on, with all of my commitment, all of my devotion. It is the purpose of my life, to return to an earth-based way of being, living, and existing, which means to turn away from, or turn over, any and all dependence on a model and systems which ask for and demand my dependence, as well as to increase my own independence in terms of survival and acquiescence of resources. In a world where being free is literally quite illegal, it is a path we have to forge and create anew, with creativity and cooperation. I do not make agreements with the consumer culture model and system and perspective and worldview. I am not in alignment with the artificial program that is inherent in this model, regardless that it is the predominant way of my culture and my society. I have always and continue to follow the call to move closer to the mother, our Mother Earth, which means moving well away from and out of it as much as I am able, out of the false construction, while still maintaining engagement and working to build new community and develop social models that honor diverse culture and peace, sustainability, and respect and preservation of our planet. I am not interested in participating in the currently accepted models and structures of living, existing, relating, and being a consumer Babylonian. And that's just exactly what that describes. Under the rule of empires of oppression. The structure is the illusion as far as I can see, and I can see very deeply and expansively and clearly. I always have and always will be capable of vast insight. My purpose in the world is not to exist as this person, quote unquote, in this way, quote unquote, with these failures and these accomplishments, and mark me as a success or failure. I lovingly resist. I am here to be an oracle, a vessel, a conduit, and transmitter of spirit and bridge to spirit. I am very clear about my work in the world, and this superficial artificial program simply does not resonate with me. And I am called to move towards that which is resonant in relation with the land, nature, elements, spirits, and human kin, whom all support and receive one another in mutual well-being and mutual support for mutual benefit. I'm not interested in the slight bit about any of the regularly scheduled programming of the holiday retail clock or any of the other aspects of the artificial programs of our consumer society. This is a true time, true history, true medicine, true culture, consumer. And I'm saying no to all that and all that is a part of that. I am celebrating the coming return into the future I have always dreamed, and I'm watching it come in like a ship on the horizon, yet not too eager for its arrival. For wisdom has taught me it's all about the journey anyway. And as an oracle, that is always what I am, and always what I will be. In any relationship with me, must accept me as I am, as I accept me. I see. I see. I see. I am releasing any relations which I find to simply be exhausting in the degree that they are caught up in the illusory worlds of stuff and things and the image of quote-unquote myself. Worried endlessly and living each moment thought, breath, and prayer about what the other is thinking of them while viciously judging others and viciously judging themselves. And those who are simply like zombies, asleep, minds totally consumed by the realms of distractions in the artificial program, mindlessly consuming everything they think they want and see and think they need and hear and think they need to believe and need to know and need to be. It's endless, that path. And something like an infectious disease, very contagious. I don't want to be around it, and I don't want my kids around it. The path of greatest love, peace, and compassion at this juncture is to say goodbye and let that be that. If the forces call us together in the future, it will yet be again as the Spirit dictates. And coming to Erin Oraviel as the oracle that I am means that it is the relationship that you are prepared to equally meet me in and with from here on and here out. This means authentically to the now moment, from, with, and within the heart to heart, heartfelt connection, in reciprocity. Remembering that what was and has been, to see what is. And remember, what will be is up to me, as I am dreaming it to be. Dreaming it into reality. Becoming the truth that I am, you are, all is. Hail Erin Araviel, at peace, in grace, freely creating in beauty all that I dream. Helping others find their gifts, and mentoring my brothers and sisters of humanity in healing arts, teaching on the path of sacredness, on the path of open-heartedness and heart-centeredness, the beauty way, the beauty dream, the beauty being. I'll meet you there. Ashe, Haye, Amen, Amma. So it is, so it shall be. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.